What's going on, Knucklehead? GKM Gaming here with another LEGO Legacy Heroes Unboxed video for you. And today, 'tis the season to be jolly. We got Update 12. And with Update 12, we have a reworked Holiday Break Brick Pace event with 2 new minifigures added to the fray. We got Santa and Spaceman Andreas. Kind of threw me for a loop. I'm surprised they're adding classic Spaceman Andreas as a chill unit in general. I guess because he's blue, so he's going to be chill. And I'm really surprised they're adding him to this brick pace. I thought it was just going to be Santa, but hey, they kind of need to add 2 new minifigures every time so they can gate one behind the other and kind of paywall them. It's the greatest scam that ever existed in life. But it's, sorry, lost my train of thought there for a second. I think that I would have been happier with just Santa as a master event that required chill. But I'm kind of happy with the way things go. So, Andreas looks like he's going to be chill, techie, and classic space, adding to those teams. So we're going to have the full classic spacemen. Techie's going to get a little bit of expansion too. Chill, of course, but Santa brings us chill, collectibles, and magical, like I said I wanted a year ago, right? So that magical team, Magisto's Tower, could be getting a little bit more with this Santa support. So let's get right into these minifigures, especially Santa, and let's talk about what he's gonna do. All right, so he's a jolly man that comes bearing gifts, whether or not you want one. So spreading the jeer, basic. Deals 90% damage to a target foe and inflicts speed down 2 for 2 turns and dizzy for 1 turn. This is guaranteed dizzy on a basic on a chill team. So this is already really good. Plus there's a 30% chance to inflict stun for 1 turn, plus 5% for each dizzy on the foe's team. So if you manage to dizzy their whole team, right, say with, I don't know, chicken suit guy or something, if it's a collectible team and you're using Santa, right now, there's a really high, potentially over 50% chance you're going to be stunning on a basic that is 100% going to be giving dizzy, and it's also going to be giving speed down and slowing down the opposing team. That is really, really awesome. So the basic is the bomb, followed by the wrong present special 1. So it's going to deal 130% damage and has a 50% chance to deal 100% bonus damage. So this is potentially a 200% bonus, 230% damage attack. So this could be a big hit. If the foe has dizzy, it has an equal chance to inflict either fear for 2 turns, debilitate, and vulnerable, or it will inflict stun for 1 turn, buff immunity for 1 turn, and bricked for 3 turns. That is not what we were looking at there. So that is also interesting to look at there. So there's a lot going on with that. But we're gonna go into the Northern Lights Special 2. Now this special is kind of over the top, and it kind of is a little bit broken, but we're gonna get into it anyway. So first, it automatically just inflicts AoE, accuracy down 2, attack down 2, and heal immunity for 1 turn. So AoE heal immunity is insane, but you're also downing their attack and their accuracy. And if they happen to be wanted, so those pesky highwayman or a Redbeard who is still prevalent, they're getting disarmed and they're getting buff immunity, which that buff immunity is really gonna hurt highwayman. Nobody's using Crook Chuck though, but I do think Wanted is going to be one of the next factions we get fleshed out for us. It also, AoE removes stealth and removes taunt. So it's basically anti-everything, right? If you are on a team and you have this, you're gonna be messed up. Like, that's what's gonna happen. You can't taunt, you can't stealth, you can't do anything. This is really good against every team. But wait, there's more. Reassembles 1 hero. Wait, no percentage, it just does it. It reassembles a hero at 50% health, and the hero gains hardy and speed up 2 for 2 turns. It's a revive, right? We've seen Aurora and Yuppie have just revives, and that was already really good. Now this is a revive that also strips stealth and taunt, It also disarms and buff immunities, Redbeard and Highwayman, and it also is just going to put heal block on opposing teams on top of attack down and accuracy down. That is dicey. Right, and then we've got passive 1, the Holiday Spirit. At the start of battle, builder heroes gain 10% attack and 5% health. I'm assuming Santa is going to be a builder because, you know, he builds toys. So everybody's going to gain 10% attack, 5% health that are builders. Explorers gain 10% health and 10% crit chance. So builders get stronger, explorers get bulkier, and adventurer heroes gain 15% defense and 15% crit. I'm assuming Santa will have the adventurer tag maybe, or maybe it's just something that's coming down the pipeline. I mean, Santa's not really an adventurer, so I don't kind of see that happening. But this is clearly a tag that's going to be similar to builder and explorer, so kind of foreshadowing that there is going to be a new campaign mode that will involve adventurers, and we might be getting some people with the adventurer change to the adventurer tag. I can probably see Ninjago all being switched over to adventurer from builder. Builder never really made sense for Ninjago. Like pirates, space, those are explorers. City, those are builders. But Ninjago, they kind of were just given builder. I think that they might be getting switched over to the adventurer tag, if not in this update, at some point soon. And at the start of battle, Santa gains taunt for 1 turn. So just like he starts off taunting. Whenever another hero falls below 50% health, Santa gains taunt for 1 turn. He's Scarlet. So he's also got Scarlet's taunt. If the hero is a builder, Santa gains damage block 2 and heals himself for 15% of his max health. So he's Scarlet, that when he gains taunt, he also heals himself if it's a builder. But if it's an explorer, he gains speed up 2, attack up 2, and heals the hero with the lowest health for 8% of his max health. This is insane. This is just insanity, like what they do with these new figures. The power creep is real, people. Wait till I show you his stats. He's got another passive. At the start of the battle, there's a 55% chance to inflict a foe with Dizzy for 1 turn. So anybody, battle starts, 55% chance you are going to have Dizzy. And we saw the synergies with his basic and Dizzy. On top of if you're using him with Yeti, who's got insane synergies with... Basically, everybody with Chill is going to synergize with Dizzy. And Santa finally gives you ways to inflict more Dizzy. So, I mean, he's clearly meant to synergize mostly with the Chill team. But, I mean, he can work with the Magical team, too, just because there's a revive and a lot of really cool stuff there. But he definitely is synergizing with this Chill team hardcore. Whenever any hero takes damage, Santa has a 45% chance to counter against the attacking foe. Whenever they take damage, he's got almost a 50% chance to just counter attack. At the start of Santa's turn, there's a 50% chance to inflict passive block for 2 turns to each foe inflicted with Dizzy. So there's a lot of ways to get Dizzy just from Santa alone, let alone on a Chill team. And now he's throwing out passive blocks on people who have it 50% chance at the start of every one of his turns. And whenever Santa has taunt, damage taken is decreased by 10%. And attack is increased by 20% for each Dizzy on the enemy team. So his stats go up when he has taunt. And this is a fair amount of statistical increase because of the amount of Dizzy that's going to be thrown out on these Chill teams. At the start of Santa's turn, refresh his defense and attack stats based on the number of Dizzies. That makes sense to me. And he's got an ultimate. Ho, ho, oh no. 150% AoE damage plus 15% damage for each Dizzy and Clumsy on the enemy. There's that synergy with Yeti coming out there. Has a 75% chance to inflict disarm for 1 turn, attack down 2 for 2 turns, and health down 2 for 2 turns on each foe. Love those debuffs, especially disarm and AoE disarm on the ultimate. That's Master Wu-esque. All heroes gain attack up 2 for 2 turns, speed up 2 for 2 turns, and payback for 2 turns. Plus, it heals all heroes for 10% of Santa's health. which, when we take a look at the stats, let's look at the numbers. That 10% of his health is like 3,000 health almost. So he's definitely got, this is Gear 8 level 70 Santa, by the way, right? So he's definitely got a lot of health, almost 30,000 health. His attack is solid attack, especially when you look at all the ways that his attack increases. That 3,600 attack is really good. 2,000 defense is always good for a taunter. And he's not a tank. He's one of those taunting supports, but he's actually a taunting support that can kind of tank some things out. A very, very solid 100 speed. Looks like his grit is relatively high. I never really look at grit like that, but you know, he's got a chance to do some resistances. His skill is not the best in the world, but whose skill is? I think those are just the standard grit and skill, so it's nothing special there. But those stats are, and look at that artwork for that ultimate. That is dirty. Right, his stats look really, really cool. But there's more. Let's get into our second minifigure, Spaceman Andreas. So I don't have his tags confirmed, but it does look like he's going to, obviously he's going to be chill. It does look like he's also going to be techie, and he's obviously going to be classic space. The basic is very interesting. So this is a support figure who, if he gets disarmed, he's not really able to do damage. 5% AoE, right? And then increases the pep of all heroes by 10%, and has a 40% chance to reduce ability cooldowns for each techie and chill hero by 1. That's a really cool ability, which is his basic, meaning he can spam this, right? So every time he gets a turn, right, he's going to give everybody 10% pep and reduce the cooldowns of the techies and the chills for whatever team he's on. Doesn't work with classic space though, but there are a lot of techies on classic space, so I think that might be why they made it techie and chill instead of classic space and chill. I don't know if he has a techie tag. It also heals all heroes for 5% of Andreas' max health. It's only a 5% AoE heal, but it is a 5% AoE heal that you can spam and that can't be disarmed. So it's very consistent healing, and healing 5% basically every turn, if you wanted to, is a really, really interesting thing to be doing. One random foe is inflicted with health down 2 and 2 stacks of overworked for 1 turn. So we're seeing that overworked finally coming into play a little bit more, besides what's his name, Yuppie, who uses it, which is a really cool ability to actually, it's nice to actually be seeing it put on enemies, because it does hurt you. Special 1, Road to Victory. Clears all buffs from all foes. Excuse me? Oh, my glasses must have a smudge on them. Clears all buffs from all foes. Okay. This is just, what, an AoE Willa? Right, who does this? Nobody. This is an ultimate. Right, clears all buffs from all. I only read the first 5 words. And there's all 2 paragraphs. There's a 100% chance to randomly copy each buff to a random hero. This is Willa's ultimate. His special 1 is Willa's ultimate. What are you... What? There's more. Inflict debuff immunity to all heroes for 1 turn. So on top of AoE debuff immunity, which is great, right? That's, I believe that's like Nonsuch's ultimate. 100% chance to copy all buffs from the opposing team to yourself, and it clears all of them. But wait, it also heal hero with at least 15% of Andreas' health and 1% for each buff on their team. Assuming this is a 15% AoE, right? All foes are inflicted with 2 stacks of overwork for 2 turns, which cannot be resisted, and there's a 75% chance to inflict debilitate. This is insane. It's like the power creep in this game. And I have my opinions about the power creep because everything gated, so we're not really seeing the full effects of it yet. But it is like, this is nuts. This game is going to get really nuts in a year when everybody has these figures. Space Business Special 2. Inflict fear to all foes for 2 turns. That's cool. Reduce pep to all foes by 15%. +2 for each buff on the hero's team. There's a 50% chance to inflict attack down 2 and bricked on each foe for 2 turns. So this one is not super broken. All foes with the lowest health is inflicted with a foe with the lowest health is inflicted with buff immunity for 1 turn and clumsy. So that's not broken. That's just a cool ability, which is like neat. Passive 1, Navigator Controller. At the start of battle, all Explorer heroes are increase their defense by 10%. So again, Classic Space is now getting more of a defensive boost, and their grit is increased by 10%, and their critical avoidance by 35%. I didn't even know that was a stat, critical avoidance. So this works great with space teams, and it works great with Classic Space teams, and it's going to work really good with the chill teams as well. So this is going to work all around very, very well for him. UPS just pulled up to my house. My dogs are going to probably start barking soon, if you hear them. At the start of Andreas' turn, increase his pet by 3% per stack of overworked on the foe team. Whenever another hero falls below 70%, gain that hero damage block 1 for 2 turns. Whenever another hero falls below 30%, gain that hero damage block 2 for 2 turns. So it's another way to protect people with damage block. And when you're talking about putting the damage block on people randomly when their health drops below, so now it kind of takes away the need for Kelvin on the chill team. I still think you would want to have Kelvin because there's going to be some really great synergies with Andreas. But realistically, between Kelvin and Cold and now Andreas, there's going to be a lot of really cool damage block, damage immunity things that you can do with your chill team. I think Santa and Yeti are must for the chill team. You could go the Santa Yeti space route. Aurora is still really good to have if you're going to run the glider. But if I'm going to be running Ice Station Odyssey, which I actually really like that set, now that Santa has the revive and things, I think that chill without Aurora might actually be the way to go. I think Aurora is going to be pushed to a more of a city-only kind of thing. I don't think people are going to be using Aurora for chill as much. Maybe I'm wrong because it is probably really nice to have that double revive, especially with the glider. Like, no one is ever going to die, and even if you get wrecked, you can kind of come back from it. So there's going to be a lot of cool options with chill with these new figures. But anyway, there's the Cosmic Cold, right? So now we're going to do the last passive that he's got. The start of battle, all chill heroes gain 5% dodge, 10% critical chance, and 5% speed. That 5% speed is huge, especially if you're running Ice Station Odyssey, which I think I'm going to be suggesting to do. So I might actually start needing those tier 4 set tools to get that maxed out. That speed is going to be really huge because you're going to be really fast, and that's how you're going to compete with those Gorwell teams. Whenever a foe is inflicted with Dizzy, there's a 50% chance to inflict Clumsy. So Dizzy now has a 50% chance to come with Clumsy, and you saw with Santa, a lot of ways to get Dizzy out there. Whenever a hero gains Hardy via Santa or Aurora's revive, increase the pep of that hero by 30%, and that hero gains 4 stacks of heal over time for 3 turns. This is really, really good, right? These 2 new figures are solid, right? As much as I have liked the new figures they're putting out, these are actually 2 that I'm at least considering farming up Santa. I'm done putting money into the game, that is for sure, especially that they're going to keep doing new figures in brick paces like this. Like, I want more from the game than that. I'm going to be putting money into it, but I do want to get Santa, so there is that. So I'm probably going to be putting a lot of my extra energy and whatever gems I'm getting into getting Santa. And the other thing that is coming is Malik the Malign. His ultimate is here. I talked about it in my last video that I felt like his ultimate was only delayed because they mentioned that it takes a long time to animate them. So they probably had a team work on Malik and Santa's ultimates together. So that just means that this Spooky Army team is going to be forced to be reckoned with, especially when that event has come around a couple more times. I think we're gonna we're going to see them really take to the streets in arena and tournaments and maybe even raids whenever that comes. So I did not get any information on raids. I did not get any information on new campaigns or anything like that. This is all we got in the patch notes. And I don't even have a date of when this update is coming. They sent us the Santa stats and said they were still play testing the kit last week before the weekend, and we just got the kits today. So I wanted to get those to you. I have not been making as many videos lately. Life has been going really crazy for me, guys, and not necessarily in a bad way. The band has been super busy since, honestly, since July, since the end of July. The band has been super busy. Like, we're working nonstop. I just got engaged, right? So me and Mrs. GKM will be tying the knot in a couple of years, but she finally got that rock, and it's not made out of Lego. So there's a lot going on in my life right now, but I'm not retiring from the channel. The channel is not closing down. I am still going to be making Lego Legacy content as new stuff rolls out. But as I've explained, it's like there's stuff coming out, and it's, you know, I'm covering it when it's coming out. Usually, like, for something like this, I would have done 2 videos, maybe even 3, just for a patch notes like this, and I would have been a couple videos leading up, teasing Santa and things like that. You know, with everything going on, I just don't see the value in that. I'm trying to keep this channel going. As the game gets a little bit better, which I do think it is, we will be right at the forefront of things as Lego Legacy continues to grow and hopefully get back to where it was when it launched almost 2 years ago, I think. Right? It's almost going to be 2 years soon. So this game hopefully starts making some steps forward to get back to where it used to be. Well, that's pretty much all I got for you today, Knuckleheads. Please remember to smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, ding that little bell for some notifications, and as always, remember to knuckle up.